Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, where today we are going to be showing off what we made this month.
That's right, folks. Welcome back to the Sunday Show-Off Show for September, our Sci Fi September. As you may have seen just a second ago, this is our asteroid and planets that we created at the beginning of the month. And because there are, too many pieces to throw on the spin table, what have you, we just set up a little scene here. You want to grab the background?
Yes.
So we can get a kind of an idea of what's going on. These were a lot of fun. I saw a lot of neat takes on this idea over the last couple of weeks.
One that made him feel very...
Very dumb. I wish I had thought of something that someone else did, which was make an asteroid
It was big with
a bunch of biodomes. Speaking of biodomes, I just watched Mad Eye Miniatures video on biodome ships that was really kind of interesting. And go check his video out for spaceships if you're in the market for some new spaceships, because he's got a lot of great ideas.
And now on to
The first craft of the month.
That was the first craft of the month.
The second craft of the month, right. The Speed Stick Speeders.
Oh, God.
You forgot about that, right?
I forgot about everything that you've done that makes me want to leave.
Okay. And this one turned out pretty neat. I like it. These little Dollar Tree flashlights are very, very handy. They come in two different colors, as far as I know, and they have a lot of uses. I stocked up, and I suggest you guys stock up too before they go up in price. As you've all heard, Dollar Tree is raising their prices on everything due to the current situation. So if you can grab them before they raise the price or sell out completely.
Even though they haven't sold out for a while, which is weird because when we first found them, they sold out the next day.
And then they got a whole nother stock in, and I bought about 20 of them.
Every single time you go.
Yeah. And on to the second speeder.
This one was one that he made pretty much last minute.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't think of
How to get the cockpit window, but then
he couldn't
inspiration hit
settle
me.
on a windshield. Nothing was working for him. He couldn't decide on one to use until he decided to use that one, which to me looks a bit too much like the land speeder from Star Wars.
They are based on that, so I'm okay with that. It's actually one of the gumball machine bubbles, and I actually was able to use a hot wire foam cutter to slice it straight down the middle. The glue job on the windshield isn't that great, but I did what I
There's
could.
not much we could do.
Yeah,
That does get a bit too much onto that big thing.
yeah. Because it's hot glue, I can trim it off, but I just didn't get around to it. That's one of the good things about hot glue is even
It
after
melts.
but it also can come right back off if you know how to do it with an X-Acto knife or something like that.
Yeah.
I really like the way the 3-seater cockpit turned out, using the last seats from the model car kit we got, and the whole project was a lot of fun, and they came out a lot better. I actually like these better than the Warhammer 40K hover tank idea. As you can see, you really wouldn't be able to get too many people in one of these things if you're using 28mm miniatures.
It could work as a light tank.
Yeah, or maybe like a drone tank or something, but trying to put people inside them and armor them up just seems like you'd be sacrificing a lot of space, and they really wouldn't, be that practical.
I mean, this one no, but
Yeah.
that one it could work.
Yeah, I suppose. And on to the next craft.
The cargo ships that we made. First, we didn't. I believe that during the episode where we actually showed them was, in fact, it was finished, I believe.
Yeah.
I did do some, and by some I mean I added some paint here. which I should have added some yellow there as well, but...
It looks really good. I like them.
Then, again, not as last minute, but he then made a second one.
Which we started in the video, but I wanted to add this missile launcher on the top just to give it a different set of weapons. And as you see next time it rolls around, the cargo hatch is different than this one. They're both from the same brand of orange juice, but for some reason this pull tab underneath the actual cap was different. On this one it was sort of a rectangular shape. And
that one, as you will see in a few seconds, is round for some reason. I believe it might be that there were different types of orange juice.
Like pulp free and not pulp free, maybe, I don't know.
With pulp.
Right. But I just ran with it, I was running out of time.
They're both the same brand, same size. I believe I haven't seen them. That's just what he said.
For whatever reason, maybe this one, has different kinds of cargo or what have you. Or just, they ran out.
It also does have a missile launcher, so it could have to do with that.
Yeah.
Which he added for a reason.
And believe it or not, that's actually a Dungeons and Lasers wall connector holding up the missile launcher.
I was about to say...
Gosh, that looks familiar.
No, I was going to say that looks like a good piece that we could have used somewhere else. I don't think you should have used it there.
But I've got 500 of them, so it's not a problem. Because I was really scratching my head how I was going to try to mount that, because I made a miscalculation. I thought I could fit it up on this little nub here, but it was just too wide to fit in
there. It almost
here.
works better because it looks more just like a add-on installation. That I noticed you didn't put as many turrets on it though.
No, I didn't, because I think these turrets actually go to something that I didn't want to use them. I wanted to save them for.
Oh.
But I'm not 100%, so I only used 2, saving myself 2 extra turrets. But all in all, these little ships turned out pretty snazzy. I really like the way the T-light flickers on and off, giving it, kind of a, pulsing sort of movement.
Look.
Yeah.
Then, after this is should we do the light up one or the...
Yeah, let's do the big, let's do them kind of in order. Crafts,
okay.
Then.
Even though that would be the last craft if it wasn't for the circumstance.
Here's the little man's space station creation.
Nice. I don't like that. I hate that.
But
I hate that a lot.
It turned out really cool. I really like it. He really liked it. There's a couple of issues that we weren't 100% thrilled with, but the fact that the interior lit up and glows green
works really well.
If you see
the way that we made that hole is weird.
Yeah.
Using a can of sausages for that.
Go back and check out the space station video if you're interested.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah, I was going to say pachow, but I didn't.
Why? Oh.
And when we do turn off the lights, you'll see that it actually lights up a lot more than we actually anticipated.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the line and the glow.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
The hardest part of this whole craft was, believe it or not, the paint job. Getting the silver,
so maybe.
Getting the silver paint job to turn out just right was actually a lot more difficult than everything else. It was really a simple craft, and when we turn out the lights, you'll see that it was definitely well worth it. Now let's take this one off and bring out the Dragon of the Month. This really turned out really kind of special, I think.
It in fact really did turn out really kind of special. The
base is actually a Dollar Tree wood plaque, and I think that with the get that before it falls.
Oh.
Yeah. The base was a wood plaque that we gave it a nice black bomb paint job and a gloss coat to give it that sort of miniature quality look to it. The little griblies on the base are all made from Herstart's molds again, and the little guy did a fantastic job of painting this mecha dragon. We toyed with making it look like a Godzilla-sized monster, throwing some throwing some micro machines broken.
Actually, no, it was either that. I don't know why I said that one.
But we went with the regular 28 millimeter scale, sort of, nasty monster encounter, what have you. But
just because I thought that it would look weird having a bunch of buildings there while it's being used for 20 millimeter scale.
Right, which is what we end up using it for. But
because I feel like that's what we would use it
mostly,
for.
yeah. As a matter of fact, we'll probably
it
get
could still be used for a big, massive, really
yeah, if we
scale.
if we want to use it for Giant Monster Rampage, it'll still work. Which I think this would be actually a fun monster in Giant Monster Rampage.
Technically, even this could, okay?
Yeah.
Not really, but still.
So on to the craft challenge.
Yeah,
that's all that's left.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's left.
The little guy came up with something, and I think he knocked it out of the park. You saw him put it together.
The only thing is, I don't like how the certain two parts turned out.
But
I just cut it.
It's really got an interesting look to it. And that's basically a hover tank with a lot of, what would you call it? What inspired the color scheme?
It didn't really just inspire the color scheme, it inspired the entire design. The Geonosian Starfighter was where I got most inspiration from this.
A lot of people think it looks like a bug head.
Which is a weird coincidence because, yeah.
It would be driven by bugs?
Possibly. But, I mean, it wasn't originally intended to look like that. And then I realized that it did.
Yeah, so did.
Because with those two things on the side.
It definitely has that sort of insight. Oh, why didn't it hit the first time around?
It hit it the first time, then it didn't hit the second time, then it hit the third time. Somehow.
So, Nathan, I hope you made something worthy of the challenge and that you aren't too intimidated by the little guys.
I think that whenever that comes out, that it'll still be better.
Yeah, Nathan had, if you would have seen his sketches, you might actually be able to go to his Facebook page and see the sketches that inspired this craft. He had some really good things, and I wanted to make one of them, which I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to go with for his craft side of the challenge. But if not, then I will make one eventually, just not right away because we want to get into October. It's one of our favorite months of crafting.
Even though we surprisingly didn't have that many ideas.
At the beginning, yeah, we finally last month.
We're not missing one. We just don't know how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we were actually really scratching our head for this October's
Which
crafts.
is weird. We did not expect that. Even though that one, I need to do a bit more with it. I need to do another coat, and I'm gonna replace one of the colors because it didn't look how I wanted it to.
Oh, okay.
That being the metallics.
Gotcha. So you ready to make a scene?
Sure.
Let's. We're actually gonna have two of them, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, I mean the speeders and the Mecha Dragon kind of really don't lend to a scene, but I'll just set them up nicely here.
I mean that doesn't either.
Yeah, that and the craft challenge. We'll put them in a
sort
of a showroom.
Don't fit to anything.
We'll put that off to the side. You can go ahead and hook this all up, and then we'll get
we
the.
Put these together because every time I've done that, they seem to just fall apart immediately.
Maybe put this here. Let's put this chair like this so that we can put the backdrop there, and I'll get the light on for the space station. And you can sort of put everything around the space station.
It's not really a space station, but
you want to use that one?
No.
Well, that one's actually got neon in it.
Okay, then we will use it.
You know us, folks. We love to use the black light.
Yeah. That is something that we do. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
This one over here, so
I still think we should give it a base, even if it's still tilted.
yeah, we will, but just for now, that'll work.
And it should be
That
Okay,
works.
that works.
It look like these cargo ships are heading to the station.
Did you not?
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure which one it was.
One of them you actually glued the rocks in, and you think that it's gonna end correctly.
Okay, grab the backdrop.
And now hit the lights. I meant the
Here, I'll
lights.
hold that. You move with the light.
That light is a lot brighter than I remembered it.
Which one? The black light.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it makes the
think
entire-
your space station really.
Yeah, I didn't realize how. I mean, I haven't seen in the black light yet. That looks a lot better than I thought it would.
And I don't know if you guys could tell. Here, let me turn off this just for a second, so you can see how well the space station lights up.
Yeah,
Without
it
the
even
black-
makes the illusion that you can see some light coming through
The center ring.
the second one.
Oh,
Which, if you turn the light back on, then it somehow makes that light match the neon a lot more.
yeah.
Because they're two very different shades of green. With the black light, they become that same shade of green. Which I find to be very convenient. As if they were extremely different shades of green, that would not look that good.
Right.
Still look good, but nowhere near as good as it does now.
So you ready to turn the lights back on?
I believe so. I guess.
So there you have it, folks.
That has been
Our Sunday show-off show for September 2021. Hope you guys have enjoyed the ride. Nathan, I can't wait to see what you did.
I expect it to still be better.
Yeah. I mean, it was his idea of the barbecue lighter craft. Okay. We say goodnight.
I was originally going to do a bit more with this, but
I think
you
it
can't
turned
really
out.
see it because it's
Yeah, I think it turned
low,
out really good.
so I'm still going to do a bit more with it, if I remember to.
Yeah, and we also found out where these plastic I don't know what you call them. They were
I don't know.
a container for a candy or some
Yes,
sort of.
Bedelia did tell us that.
It's called 5 Surprises.
No, I don't remember if that's true. So if it isn't,
Yeah.
go ahead. Not me.
Yeah, I looked them up. They're kind of expensive. There is a ball with 5 little compartments and a special little prize in each little compartment. And they run for about $6 to $10 each.
Which is why it's good that we found them in the desert and didn't have to buy them.
Yeah, and they're not easy to find, and apparently they, are somewhat collectible or some nonsense like that. So, if you got a kid who enjoys the prizes, swipe the ball, make yourself a grab tank or something else, because we're gonna try and find some and use them elsewhere. But there you have it, folks. Thanks for playing along. Hope you guys have a great week. And have a even better October, because we have a lot of really cool Halloween themed crafts for this month.
And that has been this month of the Shadow and Sun Show. And we'll see you Tuesday. And good night. I may or may not kill the dog.
Good night, everybody.
Yes.